Hey folks, thought I'd do a quick video here on Subaru Ascent. I have a 19 Subaru Ascent and it got totaled, and I went and got a 2024 Subaru Ascent. I just want to give everybody a comparison from a Touring 19, so a 5-year-old car, to it was brand new, just old stock, but a brand new car, 24, that's an Onix edition. Kind of give you an idea of some of the differences in the features. So just some background, I am a Subaru train technician. I left the dealership a couple years ago. I have my own Subaru specialty garage now. But I love these cars. I've worked on them since I was probably 15. And then I went to the dealer, got certified, spent my time at the dealer, and then decided I didn't want to be at a dealer anymore. So just to give you some background on my knowledge of Subarus here. All right, let's get into it. This is my 19 Ascent. Got a deer. It's totaled. I have the wheels off right now because I'm switching them around back to the factory wheels because they are coming to tow it away. They told me to take them off, just put the whatever factory's back on it so I can have my aftermarket wheels. So this is a early 19 Touring. And then this is my new car here. This is a 24 Onix. All right, so just give you a little walk around here. Cool. All right, so a couple things here that the salesmen at the dealer didn't know, and it's not their own fault. They're salesmen, they're not technicians, they're not trained on knowing the ins and outs of these vehicles. I'm just gonna give you a couple things that I noticed. So on the 24s, we no longer have a master cylinder, a traditional master cylinder. We have an electronic brake booster. And then even on the Onix, we still have this relay box here. I am 99% sure that this is for, I can't remember the name off the top of my head. It's like the EPC heater or EGH heater. It's the electrical grid heater inside the car that if you're outside, and it's cold, it will warm up the car a little bit faster. Salesmen had never even heard of that, which I don't expect them. They're just salesmen. They're not working on these things. But I had thought that only the Tourings had that in the 19. And then I was pretty sure that only the Tourings and the new cars did too, but apparently the Onix does also. Don't know if the step below it does. But just cool to know that it does have the grid heater in it. Can't show you here, but usually there is an emblem there and a grill, and there was a front view camera. 24 under the emblem there, no front view camera. Touring has lumbar support, and then whatever these are, 7 or 9-way adjustable seats, and the adjustable leg rest that goes out for longer trips. Mine kind of doesn't go in all the way anymore. And then also passenger, a power seat. Doesn't have lumbar, but it's a power passenger seat. On the Onix, we have, let me get my light here, no lumbar. You still have all the same adjustments for the seat, but there is no lumbar. All right, so it is a manual seat, no power adjustments, so you click the bar forward to slide it. And so the bad part about that, my dad was actually the first one. He's got a bad back, has trouble getting down and out of cars, so it's at a fixed height. You cannot move this seat up and down like you can in the Touring model. And then there is no leg bolster or whatever they want to call that, adjustable leg rest. Right, and then one other thing on the Touring, this little auto right there, you can see the positions there. It had automatic wipers. On the Onix, it does not have automatic wipers. You can see there the positions. It just has the intermittent wiper timing adjustment. No automatic wipers on this one. The 24 Onix does have the newer radio. I'm pretty sure they've had this since 2020 in like the Outbacks and the Legacies. But nice radio and everything. I don't have any issues with it. But the 19 Touring, they didn't have this yet. And so it had a little bit different, head unit. Thing that I do love that they added on the, let me turn my light like that, there we go. This is on the 24 Onix. This button now, if somebody's getting something in the car, you hit this button, it just turns on all of the dome lights in the vehicle. Awesome feature. I am very glad that they added that. Another little thing, the rear gate memory. So if you have a garage this low, you can stop it from hitting the garage and you can have it remember where to stop. That's no longer programmed here. That's in a second button in the rear gate. Next difference here on the rear view mirror, it's still a nice rear view mirror. It's auto dimming. It does not have the fancy camera. So on the Tourings, you have a camera in the back of the vehicle, and it is like a digital display, and then you don't have any of the seats blocking your view, and you just see the back of the vehicle. The Onx does not have that feature. Also does not have factory auto dimming mirrors with the little Subaru symbol up there that shines down on the ground. They call it a puddle light or an approach light, something like that. It has heated mirrors, just not the auto dimming approach light mirrors standard. You can add it. It's like 199 bucks, I think, to add it. It's an easy swap. The wires are there for it. They just don't put the glass assembly in that has those in it. What it looks like on the 19 Touring here. So you got the little Subaru emblem. There's actually a light in there that shines down on the ground. When you're coming up to it, you hit unlock, it shines down so you can see what you're stepping in. And then if you see this little line that goes all the way around the glass, that is the auto dimming part. The inside of that line here towards the center of the lens, that all dims. So the Onx does not have those standard. That fancy rear view mirror I was telling you about on the Onx. Let me see if I can put key on here and show you what it looks like. Yeah, so that's what it looks like. So you can have it right there. It's showing what's behind the vehicle, and then you flick it down and it goes to the actual mirror. Flick up and it runs off that camera in the back. So it does not have that in the Onx. Alright, I think this is the last feature here that I noticed that was missing on the Onx. So Touring has the memory seats. Onx has no memory seats, you can see there. So kind of a bummer there. Wife and I kind of had a love-hate relationship with those though, because 19 was the first year for the Ascent. I knew that going in when I was at the dealer when they came out. There were lots of little bugs in them, issues, because it's the first year of a new car. You know, they don't know what they're doing yet assembling it. They don't know. We're kind of the guinea pigs, you know, buying a first year vehicle. I knew that when I bought it. I bought it used after I thought most of the bugs had been worked out. And the memory seat was one of them. We never got the memory seat to work right. We'd program it to the keys, do all the, you know, everything it says in the manual, everything I used to do at the dealer for people to get them to work. It would never work. It would keep it for like 2 days and then it would just forget it. I went through everything. I mean, I had a scope hooked up to the power seat memory module for like an hour, just checking to see if a power dropped out somewhere or ground dropped out, and you know there was an intermittent fault somewhere. I did everything I could to simulate it. A guy that works with me is a Subaru Master Tech that was there at the dealer like 4 years longer than I was. He couldn't figure it out. I tried swapping switches. I threw the parts cannon at it, put a memory seat module in it, thinking maybe the module has an issue. Nothing fixed it. I never got it figured out. So I don't really miss it because we never had it, but my truck has it and I love it because my wife's short, I'm tall, so it's really nice to have that. And with our separate keys, it just automatically adjusts everything. But for me, it won't really be missed in the Ascent because it never worked on the 19. So one other thing I want to talk about here, because anybody that's owned an Ascent knows about this issue, is the brakes. So these are the 19 brakes. They're a little rusty. The car's been sitting for about a week outside. I don't know, and it's kind of hard to see through the wheels there on this car. But they're the same exact brakes. It's had like 2 TSBs on it, maybe 3, and you can go get them now for free. They're replacing them on certain years because they've been such a known issue. They keep changing the pad design and the rotor design, and now they have a different pad and a different rotor that has more vents inside it that's supposed to fix it. For me, it never fixed it. I just went through brakes on it because I drive probably too fast. My wife drives too fast, and so we were hard on the brakes, and it just was always a car that we put brakes on every probably 30-ish thousand miles, not because the pads were worn out, but because the rotors got so warped. My main advice with that, if you're buying one of these cars, or if you have another car that burns through brakes, buy it from somewhere that has a warranty on brakes. Like I buy from Advance. They give you a 3-year warranty on the pads and rotors, so you can just take them back in the boxes they came in with the receipt, and they'll hand you a new set for free. That's easier than going to the dealer. I don't think that the dealer brakes are any better than aftermarket. In fact, in the case of the Ascent, I think that they aren't, and that's why they keep changing them, because they can't figure it out. Really what the problem is the car is the car weighs too much, and it's too powerful for how big the brakes are. Either the calipers need to be bigger, or it needs a heftier rotor on it. But as someone that works on every brand now, I can tell you almost every brand, their larger SUVs, they have brake issues. It's just kind of the nature of the beast. They weigh a lot. People don't realize how much they weigh. They ride the brakes going down hills, all that kind of stuff. But back to the Ascents, they haven't changed them on the new model. Still going to have the same issue. So just plan on putting brakes on your Ascent. Differences I'll tell you about. I love the wheels on the Onx. I hated the wheels that the factory Touring 19s had. I just hated them. So we got rid of them and got some aftermarket wheels. On the Onx Edition, you've got a lot of stuff that's blacked out. This trim here, this trim above the license plate is blacked out. All the black emblems. You don't have the door trims there. It has color matched handles. The little bit of black around the headlights that you don't have on the Tourings. The Tourings, it's chrome, completely blacked out grille, all factory. I like it. I don't have a problem with blacked out stuff. You do, then you probably want to get something other than the Onx or the Bronze Edition. They both have a lot of blacked out stuff on them, or different colors. On the Ascents, on the Tourings, it's a lot of chrome, and I can show you here. Like even on the mirrors, this is chrome. All the trim around the doors is chrome. Above the license plate here is chrome. This is just plain color matched instead of black. This is chrome, the little, I don't know what they call it, a sill plate or something there. That's all chrome. Emblems are normal in chrome. But you give up a lot of features to go to an Onx as opposed to a Touring. The only thing you're really getting on an Onx that a Touring doesn't have is the waterproof StarTech seats, and they're nice. The guy I work with that also worked for Subaru, he's got an Outback XT Onx Edition, loves them. The kids spill stuff on them, it doesn't matter, you just wipe it off. Now you can get an Onx Touring Edition, and it just doesn't have the brown leather seats in it. So you get the waterproof, but if you're just going with the straight Onx, you're definitely missing out on a lot of features that the Touring vehicles have. So one other thing I do want to mention real quick, completely forgot this. They changed some designs on the steering wheel buttons for the better. I like them. But the biggest difference is, and I think this is on all Subarus now after 23 maybe, the heat goes all the way around the wheel now. So if you had one of the early Subarus that had it, then you know that the heat stopped here where this little seam is, and there was no heat up here at all, and then there was no heat here at the bottom. It was just these two, like this little spot here and here. So on this one, on the 24, the heat is all the way around, which is way better. The reason why they, at least what they told us at training, was the reason why they initially had it heated just in these spots is because they expect, the Japanese that design the car expect you to drive the most safe manner possible, all that stuff, and you're supposed to have your hands at 10 and 2. And so that's where you need to heat it then. But, I don't drive like that. I don't think most people drive with 2 hands on the wheel at 10 and 2. But anyways, so steering wheel's heated all the way around now. Good stuff. So this car is going away now. If you have any questions about either of these two cars, let me know. I answer them as best I can. This one's getting towed away tomorrow or the next day. I'm sure they're sending it to an auction. It's going to get bought for a couple parts. Transmission's trash from when it cracked the tranny cooler right there. That's what's pouring out is CVT fluid. Which sucks because I just did my CVT service on it. But whatever. Anyways, I'm going to have this though now, so if you have questions and you want to know from a Subaru technician standpoint, feel free to hit me up and I'll let you know what I think.